I think, a little bit of tempo days, daily trainer, if you just want to buy one shoe, daily trainer. Keep in mind that stack height though. So if you don't like Here we go, into the studio. HOKA Rincon 2 versus the HOKA Clifton 7. Two very popular daily trainers from HOKA in 2019, the Clifton 6 and the Rincon original, okay? Actually, here it is. Let me pull it right here. But sadly, so there's the Rincon 1. Remember that shoe from, actually, if you want to see my full review of this shoe, upper right-hand corner, lots of people watched that full review because they loved this shoe. Got a lot of attention in 2019. But I forgot to grab the Rincon 2 and the Clifton 7 out of Michael's room, and he's taking a nap right now, and so you never wake a sleeping baby. So I can't grab this, so I don't have the shoes out here in the studio, but we're still gonna get you a comparison, running shoe battle, and then also by the end of the vlog, I'll tell you which shoe I would buy, which they're not available yet. I think August 1st or really early August, the shoes will be available. I know the Clifton 7, I believe, is August 1st. So I'll let you know which shoe I would buy if I had to choose just one. Now, as I said in the first impression vlog about the Clifton 7, the Clifton lineup, I think, like, when I was getting kind of back into running in a bigger way, this is like 5 years ago after taking a little bit of downtime after college, the Clifton one, the original Clifton, which I don't know, I honestly can't remember meeting a single runner that did not like the Clifton 1, and including myself. I love the Clifton 1, but I think it really revolutionized a little bit the running shoe landscape with respect to a softer midsole, a higher stack height, but now it's crazy that, now we are already into the Clifton 7 lineup. Like, just amazing to see the evolution of the Clifton line. But then, nobody told me, but the Rincon in 2019 revolutionized the game again, at least within the HOKA lineup, with respect to creating a faster shoe, a little more responsive shoe compared to the Clifton shoes, but also a shoe that you could take out for a long run because it does have that stack height to protect the legs. Now here we go, let's dive into it. 5mm drop in both shoes, all right? 5mm drop, we're looking at 29 and 24. 29 and 24 for the heel and the forefoot for that 5mm slope inside the shoe. It feels great, just so you know. I like that drop. Usually I say 6 to 8mm, but for both the Rincon 2 and the Clifton 7, the 5mm drop feels great inside. As far as the weight goes for both the Clifton 7 and the Rincon 2, here it is on your screen, and hopefully I'm able to find, through my research today, the women's size 8. At this point, I have not been able to find it, and here it is on your screen in my size for both the Rincon 2 and the Clifton 7. And what's exciting, and I'm always saying innovation in the studio, is that the Clifton 7 did lose 0.3 ounces from the Clifton 6. That's just trending in the right direction. I'm always saying, and eventually it gets more and more difficult for companies to be able to keep cutting down the weight of the shoes. But anyway, they were able to pull it off between 2019 and 2020 for the Clifton lineup. With respect to the upper in both shoes, both mesh uppers, and I'm gonna give the victory, all right? Here's where the battle really begins. It's crazy, but I'm actually gonna give the victory to the Clifton 7, barely, but I am, because I think the Clifton 7 is a little more breathable. What they did, especially through the toe box, with these little tiny slits in the toe box just to help that breathability, I'm gonna give the victory. As far as, also, gosh, I just remembered this, the comfort level as well. Through the lockdown of the Clifton 7, absolutely amazing. Now, they lost the pull tab in the back of the Clifton 7, but they gained this heel flare. Very interesting. I said it in the full review. Upper right-hand corner, if you haven't seen it, of the Clifton 7 after 50 miles, is New Balance and Nike are both trending in some of their daily trainers toward this heel flare, also known as the ELF heel counter. It just kind of flares there in the back. I like it. Sometimes I don't know if it's completely necessary to have that heel flare, but overall, the heel flare felt great in the Clifton 7 through the 50-mile testing. And on to the EVA midsoles between the Clifton 7 and the Rincon 2. Just so you know, the 1 and the 2 in the Rincon lineup The midsole and the outsole stayed exactly the same. No changes at all. The only changes were to the upper. And yes, it is on sale right now in a pretty big way. Available down below in case you want to pick a pair up. I don't know what will happen to the price point between the Clifton 6 and the Rincon 1 once these shoes are released. Maybe the price will continue to drop. I just don't know. But here we go. EVA midsoles. So the Clifton 7. Whoa. Okay, when you're running high volume, I like a softer landing. I like to baby my legs, as I say. The Clifton 7 was amazing. But it's so soft, it's unbelievably soft, and maybe too soft for some people. So if you like ground contact feel, if you like a little bit of responsiveness through your daily trainer and even your, to a certain extent, your easy day shoe, I would say don't get the Clifton 7, all right? Making that very, like the midsole is just too soft for any sort of, and it just feels like, it kind of feels like the clouds or pillows under your feet. And for me, in a good way, when I'm really trying, again, to baby those legs. But victory goes to the Rincon 2, okay? Because the Rincon 2 is also soft, but somehow HOKA is pulling off a more, responsive is not quite the right word, but I'm gonna say better energy return through that Rincon 2 midsole through your foot strike. I love the feel. Honestly, okay, here's what's crazy. Maybe I'm jumping ahead too much, but I think the Rincon 2 could be your daily trainer, your easy day shoe. I think you could do a tempo day, and I think you could do a long run. That is why the Rincon 1 of 2019 kind of swept the running shoe world by storm, because it could accomplish so many tasks within your training plan, okay? So victory for the midsole goes to the Rincon 2. And on to the outsole for the Clifton 7 and the Rincon 2. Believe it or not, we're gonna give it a tie. I know, I don't like to do ties, but I love that they both have exposed EVA, just the right amount of rubber to help protect the outsole a little bit, but you know how you add too much rubber on the outsole and the weight of the shoe starts to climb. So anyway, we're gonna go outsole victory goes for a tie. And on that note of rubber on the outsole and the weight, I forgot to give the victory to the Rincon 2 for the weight. It is about an ounce lighter than the Clifton 7. For the fit and the comfort between the two, I went fit true to size in both shoes. Glad that I did. No issues with the toe box either, or the midfoot as far as being too narrow or too wide. And then the comfort, whoo! This is very difficult. So comfort is, and sometimes you're not necessarily looking for comfort, okay? But if you do, if that's part of your running shoe purchasing strategy, I gotta give the victory to the Clifton 7 in the upper and the midsole ride. It's the plush, the upper on the Clifton 7 is quite a bit more plush, and now that's why the weight of the shoe also is higher. So it's give and take, okay? More comfort, usually a little heavier in the shoe. Actually, I'm trying to think of a shoe where a shoe is more comfortable but is lighter. That just very rarely happens because they put more padding into the upper and usually a little more stack height through that midsole. And for my positives between the two, for the Clifton 7, I said I love the fact that they streamlined the upper with respect to losing overlays. Let me just grab a shoe here to show you. Well, here's a HOKA shoe. So this is like an overlay here through the heel counter, usually added for branding purposes, to put your name on the side of the shoe or to add a little bit of stability, like for example here through the heel counter on this EVO Jaws. So I like the fact that the Clifton 7 lost those overlays. Now though, the positive on the side of the Rincon 2 is the versatility of the shoe. And as I already mentioned, it's just, okay, maybe like the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel is also a shoe that could do a lot of, not quite a long run shoe, the Fuel Cell Rebel, but that's another one that's just jumping off the page of me as being a very versatile shoe. Not quite the Peg 37 because it's just a little heavy for tempo day. You could use it for tempo days, but anyway, Rincon 2, versatility, winner, chicken dinner for my positive. On to the durability prediction battle. I said in the full reviews, 300 to 400 miles for both shoes. I'm sticking with it. Not very high, okay? Durability, that's not very high, 300 to 400 miles. But it's gonna be a tie, okay? I'm gonna stick with that, 300 to 400 miles for both shoes. And when I give my durability prediction, what I'm talking about is when is the full benefit of especially the cushion of that midsole going to start to dissipate rapidly, meaning the shoe starts to feel dead or blah, or you basically start to feel the pavement and the concrete through your foot strike more than you would like. So that's what I mean by the durability prediction. Tie. And last but not least, in the running shoe battle, the price point. Here we go. $130 for the Clifton 7. $115 for the Rincon 2. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner to the Rincon 2. Especially since the Rincon 2 can accomplish I believe so many different tasks within your running shoe, within your running plan, your training plan. Easy days, I think, a little bit of tempo days, daily trainer, if you just want to buy one shoe, daily trainer. Keep in mind that stack height though. So if you don't like to feel unstable, there are some people saying that they felt a little unstable in the Rincon and the Clifton lineup, frankly. And then also, yes, I think absolutely you could do a middle distance or long run in the Rincon shoe. So winner goes price point to the Rincon 2. It just was a really difficult decision, but I would go Rincon 2 if I had to pick one for 2020. Question of the day, here we go. Two options. Did you buy the Clifton 6 or the Rincon 1 of 2019? Which did you like better? And second option, do you think you'll pick up the Clifton 7 or the Rincon 2 in 2020? And what are you most excited about for these updates, okay? For this lineup that, frankly, listen, there's a lot. I love HOKA for the fact that when I want to baby my legs, I often reach for HOKAs. I love the soft midsoles. Now, I don't always train in HOKA, you know that, but when I do, it's because I just want to go and just chill out a little bit and relax and just not put, and especially since I live in a city and I do have to run on pavement and concrete. All right, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching HOKA Clifton 7 versus the HOKA Rincon 2 of 2020. What a day here in the studio. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We're going to toss it to the HOKA running shoe playlist. All the HOKA shoes I've reviewed over the last 2 years, right there, right there. So many shoes to go watch and learn about right there, right there. HOKA running shoe playlist. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. You guys are the best. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.